Hi there, my name is Sandra Glavan and I'm an anxiety expert based on 20 years of personal experience, and I'm also the founder of amossuir.com, a website for helping people reduce and manage anxiety long term through changes in diet, lifestyle and mindset, in case you are curious. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the 12 common habits that make anxiety worse and how you can change them so that anxiety doesn't take over your universe. This is going to be a summary of an in-depth article I have posted on my site, so if you want to know more information you can read that, but in this video I'm going to swiftly run through the main points, so sit nice and tight. Although anxiety can be caused by external factors such as childhood trauma, chronic illness or death of a loved one, which are things that are outside of our control, there are also certain habits that make anxiety worse, and these are the things we can control. For example, my anxiety was caused by war trauma when I was only 9 years old. This is something I obviously could not have controlled. But over the years I made my anxiety worse with many bad habits such as unhealthy eating, caffeine and sedentary existence. This is why my anxiety was so persistent. The trouble is, I had no idea that these habits were making my symptoms worse, or that they're common among many people with anxiety. But once I did learn, I just kept thinking, why is this not common knowledge in our society? So I'm here to teach you about the 12 common habits that make anxiety worse, to raise your awareness so that you know what you need to change to relieve your anxiety with clearness. So let's get started. Number 1, skipping meals. Did you know that skipping meals can trigger common anxiety symptoms such as irritability, nervousness, dizziness, lightheadedness, and weakness? That's because when you miss your breakfast, lunch or dinner, you can experience a sudden drop in blood sugar, which is what causes the symptoms I have just mentioned to trigger. To counteract this bad habit and keep your blood sugar stable, aim to eat every 2 hours 5 times a day. In other words, consuming 3 main meals and a healthy snack in between is the anti-anxiety way. Number 2, drinking caffeine. Caffeine is a major anxiety trigger, would you believe? I had no idea for years and actually thought that it made me feel calmer, which is also what many others perceive. But I have to tell you that there is solid scientific evidence that caffeine can make anxiety worse, so no matter how much you love it, I'm afraid it acts like an anxiety curse. Once I gave up caffeine altogether, which is what I highly recommend for you as well, my anxiety transformed and I felt like someone had lifted a spell. I know this is going to be a tough one to conquer, but I'll include a link below with my related video and article to help you ponder. Number 3, eating processed foods. We learn so much unnecessary information in school, but what we don't learn is how eating processed foods is for physical and mental health very cruel. Processed foods are likely to contain preservatives, additives, flavorings and colorings, as well as other chemical ingredients, which according to research can reduce mood and social behavior and make your anxiety even more disobedient. The easiest way to minimize or eliminate processed foods in your diet is to choose natural whole foods for each meal, which, trust me, is so worth trying. Eating lots of vegetables and whole grains as well as legumes, fruit, nuts and seeds made massive improvements to my mental health and pulled out countless anxiety weeds. Number 4, reaching for sugar. Sugar is bad news for anxiety and needs to be avoided, but unfortunately, even if you know you need to cut down, it's common to crave sweet foods when feeling anxiously eroded. The trick is to replace refined sugar with small quantities of fruits, sweet vegetables or stevia. This will help you to manage your blood sugar and anxiety, as these items are part of nature. Number 5, not getting enough fluids. If you don't get enough water daily, this can affect your mental rhythm. Dehydration triggers the body's stress response, which is likely to lead to common anxiety symptoms. That's why staying hydrated is even more important for those of us who are anxiety prone, but also water has natural calming properties which needs to be well known. Number 6, poor eating habits. Poor eating habits such as overeating, eating too fast, or doing other stuff while eating can affect your absorption of essential nutrients including carbohydrates, proteins, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals, which is a problem because you need these nutrients for mental health, functioning of the nervous system, and your overall health in general. In other words, it is not enough to only eat healthy foods to manage your anxiety. You also need to eat slowly and with presence to ensure your body extracts the nutrients required for calming down your anxiety. The best way to improve your eating habits is to practice mindful eating while keeping your plate healthy and in nutrient balance. Number 7, consuming alcohol. Alcohol is a common coping mechanism for anxiousness as it temporarily stimulates happy chemicals in the brain, but according to science and my personal experience, alcohol can drastically raise your anxiety levels after a few hours, making you feel extremely irritable and drained. Eliminating alcohol is necessary to get your anxiety condition in order, and even though it will be hard at first, later you will realize it has been worth all the bother. Then once you overcome your anxiety disorder, having a drink now and again is acceptable going forward. Number 8, not exercising. Not being physically active is another habit that can cause your anxiety to worsen. If you are living a sedentary lifestyle like I once did, this is going to make you a very anxious person. In contrast, regular participation in aerobic exercise has shown to decrease tension, elevate and stabilize mood, improve sleep, and boost self-esteem. So make sure you choose a form of exercise that you like and practice at least 3 times a week to get rid of anxiety from your mental stream. Fill up the rest of the week with short and long walks, go to parks, visit the woods, and hike, as this is a great mental detox. Number 9, lack of sleep. Sleep problems are a common symptom of anxiety disorders, but not getting enough sleep can also push your anxiety over the borders. To improve your sleep quality, aim to get 8 hours of sleep each night, and ideally try to go to bed around 10 p.m. or no later than midnight. Also, make sure your room is dark at night by closing the curtains, screens, or blinds and turning off any electronics, and avoid eating 3 hours before bedtime, as these are all amazing anti-anxiety sleep habits, I promise. Number 10, watching the news. Anxiety is characterized by excessive worry and fear, and watching the news can exacerbate this issue, leaving you feeling moody and anxious afterward, which can for hours later continue. Get into the habit of doing something positive when you first wake up and just before you go to sleep, such as meditation, yoga, stretching, journaling, or affirmations. These are the ideal habits if you want to build an anxiety-free life foundation. Number 11, ignoring your anxiety. In case you didn't know, your anxiety is a signal that is trying to make you change something so that your life has a better flow. That's why ignoring your anxiety will only make it louder. Ignoring mine for 15 years led me to create a massive anxiety tower. So from today forward, I highly recommend that you pay close attention to your anxiety when it goes up or down. This will help you identify what you need to change and help you avoid a massive anxiety meltdown. The more you listen to your anxiety and work to make changes, the sooner you can have massive transformations. Number 12, comparing yourself to others. In today's world, it's easy to get into the habit of comparing yourself to another. The social media is a big culprit for constant comparisons, but this can only make you more anxious and suffer. You are a unique individual with immense beauty, talents, and so much to offer, and it is time for you to start acknowledging this and give yourself that honor. Until you realize the beauty within your soul and your general awesomeness, your anxiety will continue to keep its dominance. Letting go of the lives of others and focusing on uplifting the opinion you have of yourself will boost your happiness and relieve your anxiety as well. We have now come to the end, and I want to thank you for listening to what are the 12 common habits that make anxiety worse and how to make changes. I'm super proud of you for looking for solutions, because that makes you very courageous. I'm sending you a massive hug and all my love. I hope you have a bit of an idea now how you can relieve your anxiety from now on.